What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Uh, Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on some comments that Draymond Green made after their recent victory over the Grizzlies, and he was Draymond was talking about Jimmy Butler, right? And he said that a lot of guys have reputations and nicknames that around the league that really really exaggerated or overdid it as far as like their effectiveness on the court. And so he said that after that game with the Grizzlies, or not just that one game with the Grizzlies, but just being up close with Jimmy Butler and being able to watch like Jimmy Butler play and watch Jimmy Butler operate. He said that Jimmy Butler is real, like Jimmy Butler is the real deal. And so I guess especially after this little play-in game that they had against the Memphis Grizzlies, he said that nickname playoff Jimmy is real, and it really suits him because Jimmy showed him that that Jimmy is the real deal when it comes to when it comes to playoff time. And so that is what I like. Even earlier in the season, Draymond Green said that he felt like that this team right here can go all the way. And so people was kind of like trying to look sideways at him when he said that, but which I don't understand. You got a guy who has been there before. They have he has 4 championship rings. And so, when he say that he sees something special in his team, once they got Draymond Green and he felt like, like that they can go all the way with this team. I don't know why people didn't just don't respect, you know, um, just respect his thoughts. It's not like, like Draymond said that every year. He don't say that. He didn't say that a couple years when he knew that they wasn't, they didn't have what it would take to get him all the way. And he didn't make those kind of statements, And so I could see if it was that type of situation and he's talked like that, people like, all right, that's just Draymond being Draymond. But once he got Jimmy Butler and he saw the way like that Jimmy Butler's presence on the court helped him out, and Jimmy Butler's presence on the court also benefited Steph Curry and the rest of the team. Then he said, "Oh, okay. This reminds me, this looks familiar. This looks like this looks like when when we was winning some rings and when we was able to get to the championship game." And so that's why he said that, um, and people, like I said, they looked at him sideways. And now that the playoffs has started and Jimmy Butler played the way he played against the Memphis Grizzlies, Draymond Green again, just giving Jimmy his props and just saying, "Look, man, this guy's the real deal, playoff Jimmy." And I see why they call him that because he showed up big when they need him. And a lot of times that is when you want that's when you want your best guys to show up. You want them to show up in the big games. And throughout Jimmy Butler's career, he's been known for doing that. He's been known even when he was with Miami, he was known for just playing big in big situations. Only reason why I think Jimmy didn't get a ring when he was in Miami, I don't think they had enough help. That what I mean. Well, he didn't have enough help. Their team just wasn't as good as the Lakers in that bubble tournament, and so the Lakers was able to beat them. You know, even in like he played in Minnesota. Where else did he play at? He played with the Sixers. You know, and everywhere he go, And everywhere he played in Chicago, you know. So everywhere Jimmy Butler go and everywhere he play, every people know that you're going to get 110% from Jimmy Butler. And so um I think barring any type of injury or anything to anybody on this team, I just think that this Golden State team is not a team that you want to have to go through to get through that championship, you know. And so I'm looking forward to see what Jimmy Butler can do against these young guys in Houston because Houston is next. And I think Jimmy Butler will be successful against them. Like I said, Jimmy Butler do have playoff experience. Um, and he got enough help around him. You know, he has more help around him this year than, in my opinion, that he's have ever had throughout his career. And that's including like when he was in Philly with Joel Embiid. You know, that's I include those years too, because again, you talking about a guy Steph Curry, Draymond Green. These guys they've won championships before, so they got that pedigree. They have that experience, and I think this for Jimmy Butler was what Jimmy Butler was missing in order for him to get a ring. You know, I think he's gonna be hungry because I think Jimmy Butler know that number one, he may not get another opportunity to get this close to a ring with, you know what I mean, had this much talent around him. I think Jimmy Butler's going to show his backside in these playoffs, man. I really do. I will put money on that. He already step up, so he knows what it takes to perform in the playoffs. And I think Jimmy Butler is going to show his backside on this one, man. And I also think that because recently I even heard that Jimmy Butler said he want to get another ring for Steph. He want to get another ring for Draymond. So this gonna be this playoffs, man. Like I said, barring any type of injury, this playoff is in that Western Conference is gonna be mean. It's gonna be mean. Um, it's gonna be mean. And if this guy wants to get another ring for them, and I don't know, so he said he want to get another ring for Steph. Now, is that to put Steph ahead of LeBron? Or because LeBron won a ring against Miami, and so maybe Jimmy Butler wants some payback, and he wanna set Steph up to get another ring against LeBron. Steph already got 3 rings, but I think he already got 3 against LeBron. He got 4 in total, but he got 3 against LeBron. So maybe he want to see Steph get that 4th ring against LeBron and just muddy the waters some more as far as like who's the GOAT in this era, and I think Jimmy Butler is looking forward to playing that spoiler like position, for LeBron when it comes to this GOAT and just make that GOAT conversation so much harder for LeBron to pull off, man. But that's a whole nother video for another time. Like I said, Draymond Green from the door already said that he thought that that this team was special. This was a team who could go all the way with Jimmy Butler. You know, record wise, and I didn't look it up, but I think record wise, the Golden State Warriors had like the best record in the East. I mean, I'm sorry, in the West since or close to the best record since once Jimmy Butler got there. So you talking about, like the first half of the season, they were struggling. They would not have even made the play-in game, had they continued on the same path that they was in the first half of the season. So the second half of the season, they looked like a totally different team, and people was telling me, well, they not, Golden State is not playing nobody. That's why, they winning like 7 out of 10 games, 8 out of 10 games and stuff like that. And I said, well, you can number one, you can only play the teams that you scheduled to play, and so they was beating the teams that they were supposed to beat. They was winning those games. Then on top of that, you have, like I said, you have that pedigree, they have that experience and stuff like that. Now, if you had a young team who had never experienced anything and they was winning against teams, I might have bought that argument a little bit. But you got a team who's already done it, and so that's why when Draymond said, I think this team is special. I think we can do something, with this team as it's currently constructed. People should have been on notice, and so, but they on notice now. Everybody is on notice now because of how they've been looking the second half of the season since they acquired Jimmy Butler. And so now going into these Western playoffs, man, I just think that this is going to be very, very exciting, man. And yeah. So with that being said, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.